Ooh, hello. So it's Friday morning, the 11th of October. I need to do a little business first before I do a poll or talk general about music. So I'm very happy to share with you that it appears that both copies of this has sold. The intact Murphy, which I showed yesterday, is sold, and then this just now made an arrangement with someone overseas who is willing to pay the postage and is getting this one with the slightly split top, but it's already autographed. I signed it already. So both of these Murphys are sold. You know, it's really true, out of sight, out of mind. You know, I don't talk about my music all that much, and so it stands to reason that maybe just a whole lot of you don't realize I have these records, have made these records. But again, that's not my purpose for being here, is to sell you something. It's not. I do have something that I can sell you, though. Let me tell you about just a couple more things. Okay, so those are gone. Now, some of you have my album Flyover. This is my, not masterpiece, but I'm extremely proud of this album. It's a composite of a soundtrack that I did for a movie called Flyover Country. And my friend Tim Guthrie, who is an artist and art professor at Creighton University, he and I collaborated on the cover to give me kind of a 4AD sort of look. So what I'm saying is, this is officially sold out. It is. I have maybe a handful, I don't count, maybe 3 or 4 copies of this. Look at that beautiful vinyl. Okay, so once again, I know that postage overseas is prohibitive for many of you, that it just costs too much. But I have a few of these if you want to contact me through my email. Again, it's dereckvaughn@gmail.com. For a limited time, I'm willing to sell a couple of these for $30 a piece plus postage. Otherwise, I'm happy to sit on them, and will eventually be asking for more. But for a limited time, you can get one for 30 plus postage. Let me know. I still have not a bunch of these, but I still have copies of my Nice, which is technically my first solo record that I put out on CD originally in the year 2000. This one is still for sale via Bandcamp. I do still have yellow vinyl. It's also on black vinyl. I haven't counted. I have about a box full. So this one is available. Okay. I thought right quick I'd show you this. And shout out to David Horowitz down in Florida, Sequoia Flame, who's been making videos again lately, and he's been online quite a bit these last few days. I love him. Never met him, but I can tell he's a good man, and he has such a wonderful laugh. If you guys watch Sequoia Flame, he's the one, along with one other cat, who's lent me the money to press this album, Dereck number 3. It was the beginning of my run of making vinyl records. And I have one of these. This is limited, okay? I didn't even number this. There's like 85 copies on red vinyl, and there's another 120 on black vinyl. So this is rare. It is. There's not a lot of them. I have this one last. I will sell for $75. Okay? But again, I'm happy to hold on to it too, even though I already have a copy of The Red and the Black. It's just, I have no reason to give my stuff away. It's valuable. And then this one sold out a long time ago, and some people think this is my best. It's not, but I appreciate those who like this piece of ambient music I made. Sonospheres, and there's a Sonospheres 2, which is way gone. I only made 100 of those, but can you find a copy of this? These are gone. If you can find a copy of this, you ought to grab it, because this is long gone. That's one of my collages. Yeah, I like that one. So, yes, folks have been sharing. Someone shared with me that they got to see the King Crimson Hyde Park show. That's pure history, where they opened for the Rolling Stones. Wow. Wow. I've seen King Crimson twice. The version with Ballou. And I got to meet Pat Mastelotto, hung out with him. Hung out with Trey Gunn, although he was he with King Crimson one time I saw them? Yeah. Adrian Ballou, I've met and hung out with Adrian Ballou. Actually, when I hung with Adrian Ballou, Robert Fripp was around, but I'll be really honest. I was slightly intimidated to try to figure out what to say to Robert to include him in the conversation. I didn't want to interrupt him. He just has that countenance, you know what I'm saying? I understand that he has a very deep sense of humor, but at the time when I was this close to him, so I've been in his presence, I couldn't figure out what to say. Have I met other members of King Crimson? I have. Tony Levin, yeah. I've got a picture of me and Tony Levin where he vibed on the fact that we're both bald. So I appreciate you all very much, and thank you for your support. Because it is kind of unfortunate that we live in a world where there really are unkind people and ignorant people and people who have a heart full of hate or have some sort of problem that they don't realize they give to other people, when they ought to be trying to get themselves together. So, with that said, let me slurp. I'll try not to slurp. A little more coffee. Yesterday, I didn't do much playing of music, but here's another record that I released on my label. I've talked about it before. DBH Recordings along with Team Love. Conor Oberst's Bright Eyes label. This is the band In Dreama, as in the dreamer, In Dreama. This is the filmmaker Nick Fackler's band, good friend of mine. We are rehearsing right now for our one show this year. We're lucky if we get to play one show a year, but we always exist. But I had a great rehearsal with the band yesterday. It's a bit of a local supergroup, actually, because the nucleus of the band doesn't change. Okay, this is the black vinyl version. There's a purple vinyl version. It's in my, obviously, over there. But we're getting ready to play a show, so I'm excited about this. Do any of you have this album, In Dreama? Once again, this is limited, and you might be luckier to find this for sale in the record shop somewhere in Europe, because we got distribution through Team Love. My other records, I did not seek distribution. It's tough. I got turned down, actually. I tried to get distribution for my records. I got turned down flat by everybody. I really am a hippie in the mind. Don't care about business. Don't care about money. I don't. I care about life. I care about this moment that I'm living. I care about you. Even you folks who don't care about me, I care about you. Including Boris over in England, and including Chumpy Trumpy here. I care about him. But they're monsters. They're dangerous, selfish, fucked up people doing nothing but irreparable harm through their actions. Fuck them all. Okay, so I didn't prepare for this. I thought to myself, there's records I just want to show, but you're enjoying the pulls, so let's just do another pull. I can see right in front of me here, but I'm not going to look. I'm just going to pull. What did I get? Oh, Lord have mercy. My Van der Graaf Generator section, Vital. This is that double live album they made when Graham, I think his name Graham Smith, was on violin. This is really good Van der Graaf. It's kind of what you would call rough Van der Graaf compared to the classic lineup. I haven't played this in a while, but I really like this and love the band Van der Graaf Generator. That was one thing I was going to say. Someone said you really ought to see the latest version of King Crimson. Well, I'd like to, but they're not coming to Omaha, and I don't travel just to see a show anymore. No, I don't. I don't, Doesn't interest me. I was invited to go down to Lincoln last night to see the Descendants, and I passed. But I've opened for the Descendants twice back in their heyday, so I didn't feel like I was missing anything. Tonight, Phil Collins is playing in Omaha. I was invited to that. I'm passing. I've seen Genesis 5 or 6 times. At this point, even though he's not in the best of health, all I'd really want to do is meet Phil Collins. I don't want to see this solo show. I'm not interested at all. Really not. And even more so, I'm not interested in dealing with the traffic to get home. So I could go to Phil Collins for free tonight, and I'm just passing. I'm passing. What's the next one that I pulled? Well, this is my Van der Graaf section. So the next one that comes up is the Pleasure Dome, the Quiet Zone, the Pleasure Dome. I love this album. The whole album. This is killer Van der Graaf, in my opinion. I have all their major albums. Just about all of them I do. Then here we have Still Life. Yeah. Yeah. If you know the band, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, find out Van der Graaf Generator. I've seen Peter Hammill live. I have not seen Van der Graaf, and I will pull this because it's right here. When I went down to Kansas City, this was quite a while ago, when I went down to see Peter Hammill solo in Kansas City, I took this on the odd chance that I might get to meet him. Pawn Hearts, this is one of my top favorite albums of all time. And I took this on the off chance that maybe I could get it signed. This is a cool story. So I go down with a record business friend of mine at the time. We're no longer friends because this guy turned out to be a ripoff. He actually ripped me off, among other people. We're supposed to be friends. Bit of a sociopath. That's what you call a sociopath. Someone that's, lie to your face and steal out of your pocket while he's talking to you. He knew a lot about music. But anyway, I enjoyed the trip, and we got front row seats at this theater. And Peter Hammill was intense. I really enjoyed him. He's very verbose, or whatever the word is. But he's so intense, and he draws you into his world. At the end of the show, I'm approached by this woman. Turns out it's Gail Colson, his manager, who was also Peter Gabriel's manager at the time. And she said, I hope I don't insult you, but I'm intrigued. I have never seen a black person at a Peter Hammill show. And I'm just intrigued what it is that brought you here, And she was very kind, and knowing who she was, I was entranced by that. But also there was a bit of the sadness that I feel inside that, it's like here I am, a human being, and I have to explain I'm human, and this music touches me, It's sad that I have to do that. I still have to do that in times, but I explained to her, I'm human. I can feel Peter. And she said, well, would you, I see you have this. I was holding on this. Would you like to have this? Would you like to have me autograph it for you? I said, please. So she took it backstage and got it signed for me. And there it is. I also know about the joke, you know, this picture that they took, which of course now is totally politically incorrect. Even was at the time, but it was so obvious to anyone that knows the people that there's nothing Nazi about them, and they were having a joke. So I have to explain that. But here's what's cool is after she did this and got it signed, my friend and I'll still call him a friend because he was a friend at the time, as we were leaving, we noticed this gaggle of people at the back of the theater. So we knew what that meant. And we went back there, and sure enough, Peter Hammill is standing out behind the theater in the alleyway talking to all these people. So I did get to meet him. And I got to do the second thing I wanted to do. I had a copy of one of my records, my 7-inch by Norman and the Rockwells. I had a copy of that because I used to take them with me whenever I could to try to give them to artists. So I was able to give him a copy, and he asked me about it. We had a conversation. He was very nice. So there's my Van der Graaf story. Yeah, music is great. Music is great. Okay, let's go back over here, but up here. And I kind of know what this stuff is, but let's just pull it and see what did we get. I just pulled one, and well, love this band, Porcupine Tree, in absentia. This is a black vinyl. It's not the first run of it. I do have some collectible Porcupine Trees. If you know Porcupine Tree, you know. I will say this, I got to Steven Wilson through the band Japan, following and collecting Steve Jensen and Richard Barbieri's stuff. You know, and I still actually rate them higher. I think their music is just exquisite. But I love Porcupine Tree as well, in absentia. In absentia. Way back here, and down, and down, down. I'll take a few. What do we have? Well, Neutral Milk Hotel. Anyone surprised to see this in my collection? I understand the importance of this recording. I also get, I get it. This is another one of those where you feel the person. You don't maybe always understand what it is that they're going through. But this is a very intense record. I don't play it much. I've sold it. I bought it when it came out, kept it a long time, and then I sold it. And then thankfully I found another copy with all the insert and everything. This is an important recording. Neutral Milk Hotel. What's next? Okay, here's some records that I got through being in the vinyl community. The person running the label, well, this actually led to me doing a deal with a label out of Greece. Georgiadis, Savas Georgiadis is my connection. Haven't talked to him in a while, but here's one of his records, Audiomatic. This is electronic techno. Haven't played this in a while, but these are pretty good. I have two of them here. Out of Greece, Neuro D. Look this up. Audiomatic. Audiomatic. I'm trying to get it so you can see if you can understand what I'm saying. Audiomatic. Out of Greece. There's this one. And then here's the System Automatic EP. Mixed by Dr. Scissors and Neural Network. These are records that you don't see anyone showing in general. And there's like I said, there's so much music that's well worth checking out. So Neuro D. If you like electronic music, look this up. You probably will like this. Let's go back even further because it's way back in the corner here. I can hardly reach. Oh boy. Okay, I'm kind of flipping through. Grab a few. We'll stop with this bunch. Let me get them. Come on, ladies. Come to Papa. Okay, what have we got? What have we got? Yeah, see, we're getting to this interesting. I've got all kinds of interesting records. What do we have here? Because this one, I don't recognize this right away. Lunar. This is. I've got so many. This must be another one where I got it through doing reviews. MSK. Lunar, yeah, MSK. I think that's how I got this. And this is another electronic album. MSK. Is this one colored vinyl? Yeah, I thought so. White vinyl. It's like a gold mine, to be honest, in my house. If I never bought another record for a while, it's like I got plenty to rediscover here. And so thank you all for sharing these polls with me because I'm rediscovering my own collection. MSK, I'll have to play this to remind myself what it sounds like. Lunar by MSK. Next, what's next? Mouse on Mars. Mouse on Mars, I like some of their stuff, and some of their stuff is a little bit irritating. There's a playful aspect to the music that, after a while, kind of gets on my nerves. I've seen Mouse on Mars. They were good. That night, for some reason, did I say hello to any of the band members? I don't remember. I think I did, but I didn't get a selfie or anything. Which one is this? The Kashkur Naif. This is, I really like this one by Mouse on Mars. Neun Nigung. Double LP. This is probably my favorite by them. Mouse on Mars. They have a unique sound. I do like them quite a bit. And then the last thing I pulled here is Alain Mouillet, Guitar Instrumental, on the Musea Parallel label. That's a cool progressive label. And this is more jazzy. And it's a full band. I'll have to play this. I remember this being more jazz than prog, but a good one. There you go, folks. Man, that 20 minutes went fast. Like I said, if you're interested in any of my music, drop me an email. Okay? I'll talk to you soon.